What is up, everybody? Well, welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. My name is Josh Squeaky Marking, and today is Main Deck Monday. And today, like I promised, we are looking at a Groudon deck. And I know last week you said we are going to look at a Wobbuffet Groudon deck, but let's scrap that. I don't think Wobbuffet Groudon's that good anymore with the rise of Raichu and Bats and all that shenanigans. So we'd rather play this deck right here. I think this is the better option with this Raichu and Bats heavy format. So let's go over the deck real quick. And if you notice, this list is very, very similar to Kevin Baxter's top 8 Groudon deck that he used for, I think, Wisconsin regionals, or I can't remember which regionals it was. It wasn't Wisconsin. I think it was like some Canada. I can't remember which Canada regionals, but he used it in the Canada regionals, and it's pretty much the same. I have to cut 2 cards, and I'll explain them what they are here in a second. So let's go over the deck quick. We have this Groudon here. We know what Groudon does. Has Ripclaw, Massive Ren, Ripclaw, flip a coin if it has discarded energy, and we have Primal Groudon here. Look at this full art card. God Volcano does 100 damage, and if there's a Stadium card in play, this deck does 100 more damage, and discard that Stadium card. Pretty good card there. This is mainly used for Toad. You can use this for Mega Rayquaza. You can use this for Primal Kyogre. This deck is basically against, like, what decks are you playing against is what cards you're going to be attacking with. Here you have Hawlucha. Hawlucha has Shining Spirit. Damage from this opponent's attack isn't affected by weakness or resistance. And you have Flying Press here, 60. And if your opponent's active Pokemon isn't in Pokemon EX, this attack does nothing. So it only hurts EX. Now, a cute thing you can use with Hawlucha here is right now the ability says Shining Spirit. The damage from this Pokemon attack isn't affected by weakness or resistance. If you put a Silent Lab down, each basic Pokemon player in each player's hand and each player's discard pile has no abilities, you can actually Flying Press weakness against an EX and actually one-shot electric Pokemon, which is something cool. But this could be used against Toad also. You can Flying Press early, start doing quick damage, and Toad really can't handle it. They have to put a laser and stuff. And you play 3 of those guys. You play 2 Landorus in here, and this main thing is for Shadow Power. 20 damage, attach a base energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. You can also use Sky Lariat if you need to. Maybe play against a heavy Safeguard deck, but you do play the 3 Silent Labs, so it could be helpful there. The main thing you're going to use this for is Shadow Power to attach basic energy cards to one of your bench Pokemon. And here we have 2 Landorus EX, and this is mainly used for the Raichu decks. You can do Hammerhead 30 at 30 to a bench Pokemon, Land's Judgment 80. You may discard all fighting into it and it does 70 more damage. So pretty cool card there. And that's all your Pokemon. No Jirachi, no Shaman, no support Pokemon. That's all we get here. Alright, so let's go over the deck, or the item cards. We have 1 Battle Compressor, search deck for 3 cards, and discard them, shuffle your deck afterwards. And this all depends on where you start, what your starting position here. If you have like a Verse Seeker and no supporter, you can easily Battle Compressor, discard some supporters that you need later in the game. Maybe you need to discard some fighting energies. Maybe you need to discard some Pokemon you don't need. Maybe you don't need the Primal Groudon on that matchup. You can discard them. I don't know. It just depends. Battle Compressor could be a lot of different things. Here we have 1 Professor Later. Search deck for 2 basic energy cards. Reveal them. Put in your hand. 1 Scramble Switch. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Then you remove as many energies attached to your old Pokemon to the new active Pokemon as you like, which is really cool. Let's say you have a Primal Groudon and he has 220 damage on him, and you have another Primal Groudon on the bench. You can just Scramble Switch to a brand new one, and the new one has all the old energy, but none of the damage, which is pretty cool there. 2 Switch just to get stuff out of the active spot. Maybe the Life Center for Groudon before you evolve it. Oh, key thing about Primal Groudon here, it has the Barrier trait. Whenever your opponent plays a trainer card excluding Pokemon tools and Stadium cards, prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon. So the only thing that can be put on there is tools like Headringer and Gemming Net. So that's something, the cool thing about Primal Groudon. So no Crushing Hammer, no Laser, no Enhanced Hammer, no Zero Stick, no Team Flare Grunt, none of that stuff, which is pretty cool there. Alright, so like I said, if they license up a Groudon before it evolves, you can switch. Maybe you have a Landorus inactive, you need to switch it, you can switch it there. 1 Tool Retriever, choose up 2 Pokemon tools attached to your Pokemon and put them into your hand. And this is just in case you need to pick up maybe a Focus Sash or a Wide Lens, or move a Wide Lens, something like that. It could be cool. It's a card here that maybe you could change out here. 4 Verse Seeker just to reuse supporters. 1 color, shuffle your hand to your deck, then draw a number of cards, both equal to the number of bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. 4 Karina, this is your main kind of supporter here. Search deck for a fighting Pokemon and an item card, reveal them and put to your hand. And as you see here, there's a bunch of item cards that you can get here. You can get Battle Compressor, Letters, Scramble Switch, Tool Retriever, Verse Seeker. All of these tools right here, which is pretty cool here. 2 Lysander, switch to your opponent's bench Pokemon with your active. 4 Juniper, 2 Fighting Stadium. The attacks of fighting Pokemon to play do 20 more damage to the defending Pokemon EX. And now it is through the defending Pokemon EX. It's not to a regular Pokemon, so only Pokemon EX here. And 3 Silent Lab, we've already been over it. Each Pokemon played, each player's hand, and each player's discard pile has no abilities. So no Shaman, no Jirachi, no Genesect, no Execute. I don't no Shining Spirit, which is pretty cool. 2 Focus Sash, which I like a lot in this deck. If the fighting Pokemon this card is attached to has full HP and will be knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, that Pokemon is not knocked out and its remaining HP becomes 10 instead. And then you discard this card. So if somebody comes and does 260 damage to a Primal Groudon, instead it's going to be left at 230 damage and you discard the Focus Sash there. And then the combo is you can then Scramble Switch to a new Primal Groudon, slap a new Focus Sash on it, and continue the trend. Now they can't one-shot it again, while the other Groudon on the bench is at 230 HP. If you have 1 Groudon Spirit Link, your turn does not end when you Primal Evolve. 2 Muscle Band just kind of help with math. With maybe you need a Hammerhead for 50, then do 100 with weakness or something like that. 1 Silver Bangle. This attacks this card does 30 more damage to the active Pokemon. This mainly is used for Hawlucha, so you're flying person for 90, and you get 2-shot Toads that way, which is pretty cool here. And 1 Wide Lens, which I really like in this deck a lot. Anything with Landorus, it definitely needs Wide Lens. Damage from the attack of this Pokemon card is attached to is affected by weakness and resistance for your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that way you can do 60 to a Pikachu on the bench and actually knock it out before it evolves, which is something very cool there. So if you can put a Landorus, Hammerhead, 30 to Pikachu in the active, 30 to the bench one, you can double knock out 2 Pikachus, which is pretty cute there. 8 fighting and 4 strong energy. 4 strong energy, just because it says the attacks of the fighting Pokemon this card is attached to does 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. So that way you can do plus 20, so maybe 50. You can do 40, you can do Flying Press, you can do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, you can do 130, which is pretty cool there. And then with God Volcano, you can do up to 200 and what? 80? 2, 4, 6, yeah, 280. And then with a Fighting Stadium, 300 damage, which is pretty cool there. So you can basically do 300 with a Primal Groudon if you get all 4 strong energy on them. But this is the deck, like I said, it's really good. I think it's better than the Wobbuffet version that we have that we've seen a lot now, just because the Crobat decks kind of beat Primal Groudon and Wobbuffet, because all they have to do is drop a Golbat, put 20 HP on a Primal Groudon, and then they could do Golbat, Crobat for the turn, so that's 50. And then a Pikachu with 8 on the bench and a Silverring is 190, which is 240 to knock out a Primal Groudon since it's not resistant to lightning. And that way they can one-shot your Primal Groudon in 1 turn without Focus Sash being worried, because Focus Sash only works when you're at full HP, which is something to look out for. But this is the deck. Hopefully you like it, and let's see it in action. Alright, so putting against Red Dude, 3/3/3, playing a Lightning, Dark, and Psychic deck. We'll call heads like always. Sweet, we get to go first here. Alright. So we get a Hawlucha start, which has free retreat, so put that down for sure. And we are going first here, so I'll put down the Hawlucha. And we won't put down the Landorus yet. Alright, so we see Darkrai, so we could do the whole Hawlucha Silent Lab play. So we can put a Mustman down here. We can put a Dark Energy here. Or no, undo that last section, sorry. We'll actually just put down the Landorus and just Juniper. Alright. Alright, we can put a Fighting Energy. Let's put on this Landorus, actually. That seems like a better play here. And we'll just end our turn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, next turn we could drop the Silent Lab, put a Strong Energy to Hawlucha, and one-shot this Darkrai here. We see a Manectric come down too, which we can one-shot that too with the Hawlucha. Here we see a Battle Compressor, discard 3 cards from the deck into the discard pile. Maybe a supporter, maybe do the whole like Battle Compressor, discard some supporters, then Verse Seeker for a supporter. So here we see an N. Oh man, oh buddy, this hand though, this hand. What just happened? We had a really good hand, then it went really bad. Alright. Woo, we get saved by the N here. We'll put down the Hawlucha, Silent Lab, and we'll play the N here. Alright, sweet, we get the Strong Energy here, and here we will Flying Press for the knockout on the Darkrai. Look at that Flying Press coming in pretty cool there. Alright, so here we see Manectric X come active. It's probably going to knock us out. It has Assault Laser, it does 60, and there's a Toll to it. It does 60 more damage. So it's going to do, and we're weak to Lightning, so it can do 240 here. Here we see a Mustman come down to the Evital. Does he have energy or not? Here we see the end. Here we see a Dark Energy. Now, once again, we can just knock out this Manectric again. We can get a 6. We can get a Silver Bangle. Is there a Karina in here? Wow. Okay, there's not a Karina. Okay, but here we can Battle Compressor. And let's see, is there Karina? There's a Karina. Is Silver Bangle in the deck or not? Okay, no Silver Bangle. Is there another Muscle Band? Focus Session. Okay, Muscle Band's in here. So 6, 7, 8. We can do the whole play again and knock him out here. So here we'll discard that. Do we have a supporter? Okay. Supporter's okay. We can discard the Lysander. And just do those two. I think that's okay play there. So discard these two. Here we'll Verse Seeker for a Karina. We can Karina for another Hawlucha. Seems pretty good. Oh, we can start getting Groudon. Start powering up him. We'll get the Groudon here. And we will get the Muscle Band. Now, the only problem here is we'll be left supporterless. So that could be an issue. Put a Muscle Band down here. Put a Strong Energy here. And we'll just Flying Press for the knockout. Take 2 prizes. Alright, so we have a supporter next turn. Here we see another Manectric come active. Now this one can knock us out once again. Maybe I should have got the the other Hawlucha, because we top deck the Silver Bangle here. So we get a Wildlands and in. Okay. So on our turn, we're going to send this Landorus here, and we're going to start using Shot of Power and start doing damage that way. So here we see the Landorus. We got the Fighting Energy, and here we'll just play. Oh, we can put the Wildlands on it just so we can have it out of the deck. Here we'll play the in. And we'll just Shot of Power for 40 and put an energy there. Now, if we have a Scramble Switch, we could... No, we have a... No, yeah, we could. We could Scramble Switch to the Landorus. Does this make it where all Dark Energy... Each Pokemon that has Dark Energy has no weakness. Okay. But we can still Hammerhead for... not Hammerhead. Lance Judgment for the knockout. Here we see a DC come down to the Toad. Are we going to see a Quake Punch here? If he retreats, he does have a 1 retreat cost, so he can do that. So we'll see a Quake Punch here for 60. Not knocking us out. We'll put down the Groudon, and we'll just Juniper here. So we get a Fighting Stadium. Maybe I shouldn't put the Groudon down, because now you can Lysander it up. I'll put a Fighting Stadium down. Attach a Fighting Energy to this Landorus, and here we'll Shadow Power for 40. Alright. And next turn we have the potential to Lance Judgment to knock out this Toad. Flare Tool come down. Let's see what my opponent does here. We see a Mewtwo come down. See a Verse Seeker. Does he have the Lysander I was talking about? He does have a Lysander in there, so he could do that play. But he actually goes for the Colors here, so we're going to see Colors for, what, 5, 6, 7? For 7 total. That's all going to depend if we come down and get an energy or not. Let's see here. See a Dark Energy going to the Evoltal. Takes that away. Now you could attach the Dark Energy to Toad to retreat there and actually save him from being from losing the game. Let's see what my opponent does here. See a Dark Energy going to the Toad. We'll probably see the Toad retreat. There we go. In our turn, we can start playing. We can play our Verse Seekers. So here with Silent Lab. Do we have a Lysander discard pile? We do have a Verse. Oh my goodness. So here we can put the energy down. We can Verse Seeker for the Lysander. We'll Lysander up the... Let's do the Manectric. We'll try to do as much damage as we can. Retreat. Oh, we see my opponent sees the game there. We're going to Lance Judgment for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 300 damage. And knock out that Manectric there for sure. And we get a prize still there. We didn't even see Groudon there, but yeah, you can see how the deck it just has multiple options there. See, like I said, sometimes the Groudon's not really useless, and we see 50 tokens there. Groudon could be used for, like I said, the Rayquaza deck. It could be used for the Toad deck. If we played a quad Toad deck, it could struggle because the Hawlucha, I mean not Hawlucha, both Landers are weak to water, and Hawlucha can easily be knocked out there. I'm trying to think. Primal Groudon could be mostly it's used for the Rayquaza and the Toad matchup. So overall, the deck's really cool. It has a lot of options, like I explained earlier. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And Friday, we'll see y'all at Nationals. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.